morning. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us today on Entrepreneur Speech this morning right here on DGTV. My good name is Alice Wanjera Mwangi. Our hashtag this morning is Money Monday, and I'm super excited. Today we dive onto the matters of technology and innovation. And speaking about that, we have our guest in the studio, gracing our studios today. It is Philip Nganda, who shall help us understand much more about biometric attendance machine, which he made by himself. So I'm just going to narrow it down for you, some of the benefits that it comes with, but he will be explaining much more or further onto that. So the first one is that biometric attendance machine first, it is used by schools to send back SMSs to parents whenever their children arrive or leave the school premises. It is also used to send other general SMSs. It also have no software. That means that you don't need to have any other gadget or device, for example, computers. It also have a warranty of 3 years, and it has a capacity of 1,000 users. All right, there we have it. So Mr. Nganda is here just to help us understand. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Hey, so we want to get to know who is Philip, and tell us a little bit more about the biometric attendance machine.
Yeah, I'm Philip Nganda.
Okay.
And I came up with this biometric attendance system for our schools and our students. Yes.
All right, so I want to get to know the story behind the biometric machine.
Yes. So I saw a problem some times ago after being unemployed for some times.
Yeah.
I saw a problem in the TVs reporting that there were some cases of transit cases, and some students also sitting for their exams while pregnant because their parents were not accountable enough to them for them. So I said that I can do something to solve this problem, and that will be a source of employment for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before now, you started now creating this machine that we're going to get to understand much more about it.
Yeah.
Before you did this, what were you doing with your life?
I was working in Parliament as an office attendant.
Okay.
And after 4 years, the contract was terminated. And then I was not employed for about a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I decided to do something.
Yeah. With your own hands, at least, to make the both end meet.
Yeah.
All right. So how does this machine work?
Yeah, so this machine is placed in the school gates, and it can be used by the students or by the teachers or the staff.
All right.
It will send an SMS to the parents whenever the students arrive at the school premises. They will just place their finger here, and then it will send an SMS to the parent informing them that maybe Philip has been released from this school, maybe Arizona school at 8:20 or whatever time.
Okay.
And then the parent will get the SMS immediately.
Okay.
It can also be used to send other general SMSs to the parents.
Yes, that we talked about right here.
Yes.
Okay.
Whereby the school can maybe decide to send the SMS to all the parents, informing them of the school events.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So it is also portable, and we've talked. I've touched a little bit on those some of the benefits that it have. Does it have much more benefits? Maybe you can get to explain to us.
Yes. Yeah. The fact that we have said it's portable, some schools decide to maybe place it in their offices, and then they place it at the gate whenever the schools are closing. Others are placed permanently at the gate, and as you can see, it's portable. It can work even in areas where there is no electricity because it can be charged through solar system, and it does not depend on softwares to work and other computers. It just works the way it is, and it is controlled using SMSs. So any phone can control the machine. It doesn't have an app. You just control it using SMSs. Yeah.
All right. So it also have a warranty.
Yeah, it has a warranty of 3 years because I would like to sell a product whereby I'll maybe sell more even through referrals. I'll sell a product that will remain. The first one that I sold in 2019 is still working even today here in Mukuru kwa Jenga.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So before we get to now see how this machine gets to work, I want to understand, you see, when you, as an entrepreneur, when you come up up with a solution towards the society. There must have been a gap that you saw, and you felt like you can really feel it. Yeah. So I really want to understand, where did that idea, that mind came about?
Yeah. So after being unemployed for about a year, yes, someday I was watching some news somewhere, and I saw the problem. And then I did not have the courage to start, but by God's grace, there was a meeting. We had a meeting with our pastor, and I gave him the idea. I wanted to make also a tracker, a motorbike tracker, and I also gave him this idea, and I asked him whether it is possible. He told me to go ahead if I can make it, and I decided to just go ahead and start making it, though I did not idea of what programming was.
Okay, so you didn't know anything about programming. Here you have an idea, you have talked to your pastor, and he's telling you that you can do it actually, and that you are believing in yourself. So do you feel like as an entrepreneur, first of all, you need someone at least to guide you before you get to do something?
Yeah, you need to maybe inquire if there will be any benefit. Some solutions will maybe not lead to much benefit, but others will be of help to the society and even to your pocket.
Sure. So apart from your pastor, did you really talk to someone else, maybe someone who is well versed about matters technology or something? Did you have somebody to talk to?
I also had Nganda. We also fellowship in the same church. He is Mr. Zedekiah. And he told me to go ahead, and he encouraged me through the journey. Sometimes it was very hard because I could sit in the whole day trying to make maybe this screen to show these words. So I was learning, and sometimes I could maybe feel like giving up. But he could always encourage me. He could tell me that it is possible. And I'm so grateful to him.
All right. So one advantage of now speaking to people, they give you at least the courage and the guts to do what you're supposed to do. Because I feel like the difference between someone who succeeds and someone who doesn't succeed is the guts to start, the action.
The starting.
All right. So you just believed in yourself just like that?
Yes. I knew it was possible. I tried asking some other engineers from outside the country through online platforms. Some told me it was impossible. That was a dream doomed to failure. And I knew some things should start from us. We can start anything. Since they also start their things, we can also start our things. And I said that this one will be maybe the first one in Kenya.
So what I'm getting here is that you also faced rejection, which every single entrepreneur, if they want to get into the business, they must know that there's rejection at first, but you have to keep on believing in yourself. So you talked to people who lived in China, maybe, for example?
There were online platforms.
But you just say that Kenyan can also make their own solutions. I say that we can solve our problems as well. All right. So now, before we now get deeper into the conversation, I see now you have the machine there. I see there are several of them. But first of all, we want to know how you get to use the biometric attendance machine, maybe the scanner and everything. Yes, kindly.
Okay. So I can demonstrate. Once the student gets in the school premises, they will just place their figure here. You can see this, for example, I have registered this figure as Angela, and then it will send an SMS immediately to the parent, and that is the SMS. As you can see, Angela has been released from Arizona school at 1331, and the date on 19th May 2022. And also any other student can clock out or clock in, depending on the time it will send the SMS immediately. All right. So the message has arrived, as you can see. Philip has been released from Arizona secondary school at this time. The machine itself knows the time for clocking in, time for clocking out.
So any parent at home worried about their children, they say they were going to school, but they didn't. At least they have a track record, and maybe now they can get to talk with their children. And that's why you decided that those girls who are now doing that, they're getting even pregnant, and that's why you want to solve that any problem. All right.
There was also another problem. Some parents could get worried about maybe where is my child Have they been released? So sometimes they try calling the teacher.
Yeah.
And the teacher, maybe she doesn't know the name of the students or where the class of the student. So there will be some confusion. So this will also lead to maybe low production in the workplace because the mother is worried. So to reduce this, with this SMS, once you learn that your child has been released or has arrived at the school premises, there will be no worries and the production will go on.
Oh, yeah, and everything, your school fees is not going to be wasted at the end of the day.
Yes.
All right, so that is how you get to operate the machine.
Yes.
So do you go to the school now when you're, for example, when you want to install this machine into a certain school, do you go by yourself, teach them one-on-one how they get to use the machine? Or
yes, for now I go and teach the staff, or maybe just the secretary on how to operate the machine. It will take less than 10 minutes.
Okay.
And they start operating it by themselves. I can either enroll the students on their behalf, or maybe I teach them how to enroll the students for free.
Okay.
Yeah, so by the time I get out of the school, they will do everything by themselves.
All right. Yeah. So as an entrepreneur there, you are solving a problem.
Yes.
It's like killing two birds with one stone.
Yes.
For example, now you are helping the students and the parents to get at least to understand one another, and also the staffs. For example, at campus or school or wherever. Do you also sell the gadget?
I also sell the gadget, and I also have a small team that helps me to sell the gadget.
Okay.
So I go to the schools, I explain to them and I demonstrate, and when they like it, I sell it to them, and when they buy the machine, they also like it, and I get referrals from them.
Okay.
Yes.
So staff that don't have to write, by the biro.
Yeah, the staff, sometimes I get to some schools and I get to see some cases whereby maybe this staff arrived at this time, but the previous one has written a different time. Maybe there's a clash. Because sometimes you have to maybe add some lies. So that one will be dealt with by this machine. Once they put their figure here, they clock in or clock out, it will immediately send the SMS to the principal, and it also have a backup. It has an SD card, a memory card, which can be removed for you to retrieve the information. You can get the Excel sheet whereby you get the names of the students and the staffs and the time they came in, the time they came out. So it will help in solving future problems. Yeah.
All right. So it is reliable actually. You cannot fake.
Yeah, and the message by the staff will be sent to the principal or the administrator. And it also has another feature whereby it can also send the data to the school's website and also maybe to the Ministry of Education. I'm looking forward to collaborating maybe with the Ministry of Education or the TSC so that they can get the data online. All right.
Yes. You see, right here at Entrepreneur Speech, we always love to educate our viewers, especially now that you've said that it is reliable. What solution are you giving the society? At least now you're adding a value towards the common mwananchi. All right. So I want us now to get into the market world. Once you come up with an innovation, you are not doing it for yourself. You are doing it for the market out there. So how sure were you that the market was going actually to accept your device?
This one, the first time I was just by faith. It was just by faith. I knew I could watch some programs like this one, and I could get to know that the world is going towards technology, and we need it also. We also need to move towards improving our technology. So that I was sure that the schools could embrace the new technology. Though I had not seen any other biometric attendance machine, but later I came to learn they existed. So I went and visited a school. I found that it was already faulty, and I asked them who could repair the machine. They told me maybe the foreigners who installed the machine were the ones who could come and renovate, repair it. And that was almost impossible because they can't just come to Kenya to solve the
one machine actually.
Just one machine. So that one was completely dead. And I knew that if those ones were not reliable, I was to make a reliable machine. I wanted to make something very reliable. And that's the reason why Even the first one has not yet crashed.
Okay.
It's working very well.
Okay, so you have talked about the first one.
Yeah.
When was the time that you made the first one, and for how long has it lasted?
Yeah, the first one, I started making the biometric attendance in the year 2018, September, and I started by even training. I trained myself how to program, and within 3 weeks I started making the first one, and it was very hard to work with because it was a bit complicated.
Okay.
So after 3 months I made the first one, and I tried marketing it. Marketing at the first time was not easy, so I could maybe get to some schools and they could reject it. So after 3 months, I sold the first one. Yeah, that was in March 2019. Yeah.
And you never gave up, actually?
I never gave up. Yeah, it was at that time it was not easy to use, but now it's very easy. I have improved the machine, and it's very easy to use.
All right.
It even trains the one who is operating it on how to use it.
Oh, so it explains to you, like, click here, go there.
Send this message, then send this one, send this one, send this command to explain as you use it.
Okay. Yeah. So now as you now started getting into the market, how did the market receive it at first compared to now, how the market is receiving your gadget right now?
Yeah, at first, they could not believe that something durable could be made in Kenya, and they were not sure. The deal sounded so good, so true, so cheap to be good. It was they could not believe it's such cheaper, and that it could maybe last for long. But I convinced them. I told them to first use the machine, then to pay me later. And it was not easy for me at that time, but later after they used it for a while, I've been able to get many referrals, because after selling the first ones, I now started getting more referrals from those schools, the first schools, because they now believe that it could work even for a long duration.
A long duration. Yeah. All right. So I'm really curious to understand, you know, we always, we as Kenyans, or we as people, everybody want to have their own business. Everybody want to be an innovator in one way or the other. So I'm just curious to know, where did the knowledge of now creating that gadget came up about?
Yeah, so the first one, I saw in a supermarket. I was in a supermarket, and I saw a person place a finger in a sensor, fingerprint sensor, and the computer system was just started working. So I said, this is the technology I'll use. But later, the other details, most of them I got them from YouTube. I could watch some channels on how to do how to program this, how to program this, and later I get the ideas together using maybe I could write something, then I could program, and it worked. So there are a lot of materials online. Yeah, so from maybe YouTube, from other websites, you can get a lot of information, and you are ready to go.
Oh, nice. So what I'm learning right here, as an entrepreneur, you should be observant of what is happening out there, because you have talked about going to a supermarket and seeing someone pressing something, and it's working and everything, and the idea just pops up, and YouTube and everything. So you have to be observant, and
that you solve different problems, and you get something to. Once you know something you want to solve, you are getting into entrepreneurship.
Okay.
So after seeing that one, I also had the faith. You also have to have faith.
As an entrepreneur, faith is the key.
Yes. Yeah. Because you have a lot of people on the way to make you try to make you give up. There are a lot of negative stories. Some thought I was very lazy. I could maybe sit in the house throughout the day trying to maybe looking at a computer. They did not know that I'm programming. So
they were thinking you're just browsing.
Yes, everybody could tell me to get out of the house and maybe get a job to do, a physical job to do. And for me, I knew that I was trying to solve something, and I'll get the results later. So you also have to have the patience.
Yeah, the patience.
Yeah, to get the results later.
All right.
Yes.
4 things I'm learning. Number 1, be patient. Number 2, be observant. Number 3, reliability. Whatever you're, and you have to have that mind of solving problems, right?
Don't give up.
Don't give up. Yes. So we are ending our first segment at that, and thank you so much, by the way. We're going now to get to the matters money after this. We want to know how much it costs. How much are you earning right now? Do you want to know about that? Stay tuned right here at DGTV. My good name is Alice Wanjira Mwangi. Do you have any question for Philip? Make sure you talk to us on our social media handles at DGTV Kenya on Facebook. We're also on Instagram, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere. Thank you so much for staying with us right here on Entrepreneur Speech. I am with Philip, who is an innovator. I don't know, I want to call him like Elon Musk, you know, the innovator. But he is here, and he's different from the rest because he's making something that I've never seen any Kenyan actually baking, and we're so happy that he's helping us solve some problem. Remember, this is a show where we get to give you insight on how to manage your financial well-being and as well as make your money work for you. Thank you so much, Philip. As we get to continue now, you know, here at Entrepreneur Speech, we want to get to know Philip before you now started making this, and now I know you're making money. So tell us a little bit about your history in terms of your financial well-being.
Yeah. So before I started making this one, as I told you earlier, is that I was employed and I made some savings.
Okay.
So somebody forced me to open a bank account and then make some savings. So I was not grateful. I thought I should just use money as it comes.
Yeah.
But she forced me to get in a circle and then start saving.
Okay.
So after those 4 years, I had something to maybe start this business, and I was grateful. So I took the money and I decided to invest on this, and there was no turning back. So I decided that since I've started, I'll not turn back.
Okay.
So I made
the gadget.
Yeah.
All right. Now that you have touched on matters saving and investment, which is very key to any entrepreneur. You know, some people, when they start making money, they now start using it to pay bills, and sometimes you're told that you must set this money specifically for, you know, like capital injection towards your business so that you can continue expanding the business. Yeah. So how do you get to save your money right now before you even get to know how much you make with this? Yes, how do you save your money to make sure that the business expansion is there for the future purposes? Yeah.
So once I get the money, maybe after selling the gadget, I make sure that I order more gadgets, more components, maybe some from our local shops, others maybe from China, so that I can know that in near future I'll be getting even more to continue making more components. Okay. Then I'm a Christian, I'm born again, so I also tithe.
Oh, now you have touched now the most important part. Tithing as a Christian, by the way, not even a Christian. Anybody must tithe. So did you follow up that? Yeah,
I make sure, first thing I get the money, I tithe. I tithe and I pay the rent. Then after that, I always see the fruits of tithing because my things get in order very well. So I'm very grateful to God. And then after tithing, I use now the balance, maybe to save, to solve other household problems. Buying these shoppings and other things. But I make sure that there's also something for the business. And also save for the fares. For the fares and everything. You set money for your personal things, tithing, and now they're saving capital injection to your business for the purposes of expansion. Wow. What I like the most is the fact that you've talked about tithing. Because here we are a Christian TV, by the way, and when we encourage our viewers actually to live up to God's standards. Which is something so good that you have brought in the show. And as we get to move on now, we want to understand and know, I know each and every single person who's watching us right now wants to know, by the way, how much do you make when you sell one gadget? The gadget, it will cost about 50 to 60,000 depending on the usage and the school. So mostly I sell at 55,000 per gadget. 55,000. Yes. So some schools will get one. It has a capacity of 1,000. Others will get several depending on the school. Oh, so when like there are 2,000, you need now 2 gadgets. For your in case you're more than 1,000, you need 2 gadgets. Okay. So when I make my mathematics very well, when I calculate in my mind, like 2,000 now, that is 55. Now that is 110,000 Kenyan shilling. Wow, and that is the power of innovation. Wow. And they pay after they start using it. Oh, now after they start now using it, they don't pay now once you deliver. Since it's quite a new company. It was registered in 2019. So you give them that allowance at least to test the gadget if it's working or not. But you have to. You're sure it will work. All right. All right. So moving on swiftly. So
How long does it take to make one gadget?
Yeah, for now, maybe let's say for example, a school orders 4 in a day. I can make 4 gadgets in one day.
Okay.
At this, because I don't have direct employees for now. So for now, I can sit down and make 4 gadgets at a time, and by tomorrow they will be ready.
So you can make it by yourself?
Yeah.
I'm curious to know, okay, what did you go to school to study, by the way, to begin with?
Yes. So I went to KU, Kenyatta University, and I studied a Bachelor of Education, English Literature. Yeah.
All right.
So
English literature, which has nothing actually to do with programming and coding and making all these things.
Yes.
So where now do you get the guts to do all these things? Do you start learning programming? Do you have a background of technology, mathematics, physics?
No, in mathematics, I don't have a background in programming.
Okay.
I had to train myself one step at a time. I even did it on a laptop. So I could borrow from my friends. I could borrow from this friend. I use it for a week or 2. I return it. I borrow from another friend. As I learned, I made the first one as I was also learning on how to program, and even nowadays I'm also learning new tricks on programming. Yes.
All right. So yours now, your knowledge just came just like that. You didn't go to school to do all these things.
I did not go to school. I just went to study education, English literature, but I liked electronics. I had some interest in electronics.
Okay.
I also trained myself on how to connect different electronics. As time went by. So I learned a lot, and also that's the reason why I like making the warranty bigger. The warrant lasts for a longer time, because I'm also learning as I solve the problem. Maybe a school has a gadget has a small problem. As I go and repair it, I also learn new thing. I will know that this component should not be used, and this one can be used. And even the first ones, because I did not have much money to make the first ones, I also used recycled products, like this battery. This is just from an old laptop, and other components in the machine, as you can see, the wires were recycled. But now the final product is made using new components.
New components now.
Yes.
All right. So what I'm understanding here, again, you don't really have, like, entrepreneurs don't have a choice of now saying that I didn't go to school to study this one.
Yes.
It is all about the will.
Yeah, what you like, also the passion. If you
The
like
passion,
it, you make it, you just make it, and even you even will not have to maybe set an alarm for you to wake up and start it. You just
because it's just coming out of your heart.
Yeah,
so first of all, you should look at those things that really keeps you happy.
Yes, and you like doing it. Like in my case, it's like just an hobby. Tomorrow maybe I decide to make another thing. Like this one, I later decided to make it and it works. Other things like automatic lights. It was just an hobby. I just wanted to explore, and I just make it and it works. So I just like it. And sometimes even when I'm sleeping, some solutions come, because this one, when making this one, it was not easy. There were some bugs, of course, in the beginning.
Yes.
So I could solve some while I was sleeping. Sometimes maybe it's at midnight, I get a solution, and then I wake up and write it down, and to the following day it works. So you have to have the passion to what you are doing.
All right. Would you stand up and courageously say that this is your calling, this is your purpose, this is your area of like dominance?
Yes. Even after praying, I felt this is the way I should go.
Okay.
Yes.
And there's nothing else you can do apart from this?
This is what I like. I don't like the rest. This is what I like, programming and maybe meeting. I also like traveling, meeting new friends. And as I travel, I also go and make the sales. And even during that time, as I travel, I also get to see other problems, and I like solving problems.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let's now talk about resources and materials.
Yes.
What materials actually do you use? You know, some entrepreneurs might be there complaining, you know, I don't have this, I don't have this. They feel like you must import everything from China. But I want you to explain to us what materials do you get to use to make this one?
Yeah, so to make these ones, as you can see, most of these things, I got them locally. Even I think you can get everything locally here. Because these are just maybe old laptops. You can get these wires. These wires are from old laptops. You can see other things like these switches. They are just from the same old TVs. You just get the local resources first. The first one was made using these local resources. Some are very old, and it worked. So after working, I get to maybe search later for the new components.
New components.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
with the local ones, we can still make everything around.
All right.
Yeah, recycling.
Recycling.
Yeah.
So you don't even buy these materials.
Most of them I recycle.
Okay.
Yeah.
From old TVs, old things.
Yes.
Wow.
And they work very perfectly because they are original ones.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So I don't know, this question might be a little bit personal, but if you don't feel like answering, it's okay. So which day did you make a lot of money by selling this gadget?
Yes. Sometimes I sell, maybe for example, there's a school I sold 4 gadgets to, and that was about 200,000 minus other things. You get the profit. You get a profit of about 140,000 estimate. It's a profit.
Okay.
In a day.
In a day, 150,000.
But because it was a new company, I also used a lot of money in investing in the machines, and I also had a lot of loans, maybe from friends.
Okay.
But, yeah. So I settled all the previous loans and other things.
Debts and everything.
Yeah, even debts, even the rent. Sometimes I could go for even 7 months without paying the rent because it was not easy at the first.
It was not easy.
Yeah, but because it's something I liked, I had to just go through it. Yes.
All right. So did you need any capital actually to start making this?
For this one, the best thing is that I had the capital. I had made some savings.
Oh, you mentioned about that.
Yes.
Was it a large amount?
Yeah, it was a lunch. I think for the first products, I used about 350,000.
Wow.
That was the savings that I had made.
All right, just pause that at there.
Yeah.
I want to know, as an entrepreneur, by the way, because there's someone who's watching and they're saying, maybe when I get like 300,000, I cannot invest in something that I'm not even sure how the market is going to receive.
Yeah.
So I want to understand, what is the most hugest risk have you ever made as an entrepreneur?
The hugest?
Risk.
The risk, yeah. Yeah, even getting into this business, I knew that if I will start this one by faith, I will not go back to me being employed. So I said that I'll just try to get the first gadgets for me to practice, just to practice.
Yeah.
So I had to close my eyes and get into the shop and buy there. And I knew that I had started and that there was no turning back.
Okay.
So that was the first risk, and it was the main one. Starting making these gadgets.
Now, and deciding I don't want to be employed anymore.
Yes.
By the way, there's so many people who are employed and they're really afraid of getting into the market now, of being self-employed, because they don't have that gut, you know. What is that one thing that really convinces you, like this is the right time to start, my business? Because again, when it comes to business, timing is very key. Because you might have a very brilliant idea, but the market is not yet ready for you. So how do you get to know that the market is ready for you? Yeah,
you have to research a bit. You have to research and know if the problem really exists. You cannot just copy any other person. Maybe this one is starting this kiosk. You just go and do it. No, it has to come from you. You have to have researched a bit to know whether there is a problem and if you are maybe and the competitors as well. Because sometimes you can have a lot of competitors that they own, and even if you can also check whether it's an original idea or maybe someone looks original, and if people will be able to copy you very fast because they will maybe be able to get you out of market. But if it's something that can be copied as fast as you can maybe start and but some people also have to remain employed because that's maybe their calling.
The people who are called, by the way, to be employed. Others are
they are very good at that.
Sure. So
others are good at this, and it's a very just a small percentage. But they also end up. The good thing about starting a business is that the small percentage we also end up employing the largest percentage, which feared. Now
you get to employ them at least. By the way, I also had a friend, a teacher somewhere, and she told me that one of the things that she can never do is start up a business. Like she wants to be a teacher forever.
That's their calling.
Yeah, that's their calling.
And they would do it with just from
their passion.
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen such people. So don't worry.
It's not for everybody.
It is not for everybody.
Yeah.
But if you have the guts to get into the market, you have a solution towards any problem or any gap that you see in your society, then I think you should run with it.
Yes.
Because people are looking for solutions at the end of the day.
Yes.
And if you think your idea can make money, who doesn't want to make money?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So moving on swiftly, I want now to know, you have said that you make them by yourself.
Yes.
And when I look at that, now that is cost cutting.
Yeah.
All right. Why did you decide to do that?
And because the market, there's also, the market is also going increasing.
Okay.
And for now, because I've not been able to, the demand is not as high as it should be. I said that when the demand will come up, I'll just call more people to help me in making the gadget, and I'll train them as well. I'm also looking forward maybe to training some students in our schools so that it can encourage them, to train them on how to fix the components together and that they make their own gadget as we encourage CBC. So I also have some employees, but they are indirect ones, whereby they get the machine, they go to sell to some schools and they get the commission.
Okay,
yes.
So you also operate that way,
yes.
by giving commission to those guys who sell directly to schools for you.
Yes.
All right, and of course, now you're creating businesses or jobs opportunity for those guys.
Yes.
So speaking about that, what is the future of this gadget? You know, technology keeps on evolving each and every single time, and you might hear next time there's someone who has come up now with even a better solution. So you as an entrepreneur, you have to be on toes.
Yes.
So what are we expecting in future?
In near future, I'm looking forward to integrating it with maybe a scanner, a face scanner, facial scanner, so that maybe the students will even not have to place their fingers. Sometimes they'll just look at it and it will record the information. And I'm looking forward to improving it as time goes on. So that it will be much faster and even much simple to use.
Okay. So what I'm getting here as an entrepreneur, first of all, you must look at the longevity of whatever you want to create. Does it have, what is its lifespan? Because there's some ideas you might bring on the table and they only have a lifespan of like 2 years and they are dead. But now you have to look on how you can keep on expounding, because at the same time, you know, they say there's nothing new under the sun, and the people keep on, you know, coming up with new things. So you have to be on toes as an entrepreneur and watch out actually for new trends. Just as you said, you have to be very, very observant as an entrepreneur. All right. So that is the bigger picture that you're expecting.
And also I'm also looking forward to selling it to other different countries in Africa.
Okay.
I have a connection with some Tanzanian friends. They wanted me to take it to their country. So I can see the market is very good for now, because not many schools have the gadgets, and they should have it for now. They
should have it actually, by the way. And I feel like it's a very good solution for anybody who has a company or maybe schools. Yeah, it is very good for that. So I see that you have another device over there. Maybe in a nutshell, you can get to explain to us what is it all about. So
this one is an intruder detector.
Okay.
So that I also saw another problem. A friend of mine here in Nairobi, somebody broke in his small shop and stole all the laptops. So I said that I will come up with a solution whereby anybody will be able to know when an intruder gets in the shop or out of the shop, and it will send an SMS to him wherever he is. So I decided to come up with this one. And it is working already. I have not sold many, and it can send an SMS to the owner. To the owner, and it also make a call to the owner, and you start listening to whatever is happening in the shop or wherever he is. So the idea came up during after COVID, and there's also another gadget which is also in a test mode, whereby it is a proximity notification gadget, and what it does, it will notify the people in the compound wherever a car belonging to the compound is approaching. It will, for example, it will say KBV is approaching, go and open the gate. It has a screen.
Wow.
So that one will solve a problem. You don't have to hoot when you arrive at your
your house, and then I start peeping.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. They'll just know you're about to arrive, and they'll go and open the gate in advance.
Wow, I like that. By the way, now you don't even have to have a watchman to open the gate for you.
Yeah, that is a problem I observed from my uncle, and that problem he could out, and everybody in the village could know he has arrived.
Oh yeah, so, and even the thieves might be alerted. Okay, the owner is here. Let's go now.
Yes, so I said that I will solve that problem, and I came up with the gadget.
Yeah, because I feel like that's another big problem, because you might be there outside, it's raining, nobody's opening for you.
Yes.
I think you should also, okay, now that will be like a bell or something. We already have a bell, now we are working on the cars, which is quite amazing. Yes. But my question about now this device that you've said it's for tracking
this one,
guys who comes in your premises.
Intruder detector.
Oh, intruder detector.
Yes.
But what is the difference between this one and CCTV?
This one, for CCTV, what you do is that you come and see what happened. With this one, it will notify you immediately that something is happening, so that you can go and check. But they can work together with CCTV. This one notifies you that something is happening. You don't have to come and check later. That maybe somebody stole.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So CCTV, we just wait and go and check by ourselves. But this one, it just calls you even.
Yeah. And some people come with masks so that you cannot know who the thief is. But with this one, you can take an action. You maybe send a gate man to go and check room number, maybe 15, to see whatever is happening there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What I'm getting here is that, by the way, the people who are making money right now in Kenya, in the world, is people who are coming up with solutions. So as an entrepreneur, you must be solutions. Problem-solving conscious, right?
Yes.
Okay, now I feel like time has really gone, and I feel like we have a lot of things to learn about this, even as an entrepreneur, how you can get to start innovating your own things. But before even we wind up, I want you to make something for us here at DigiTV. Yeah, maybe you can say, welcome to DigiTV.
Yes.
Can you do that with the machine?
I can do that.
Okay. All right, there you have it. You can see on your screens. You are watching Entrepreneur Speech, hosted by Alice Wanje on DigiTV. Hashtag is Money Monday. Wow, 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 wow. What an innovation. Philip, you're doing a great job. And I must admit, by the way, that is quite commendable. But someone is watching us right now, Philip, and they want to get into the world of innovation, but they are having, some doubts. Should I do this? Should I not do this?
Yes.
What would your advice be to guys who want to get into the technology and innovation world?
What they can do is that once they know that they just focus on a solution, on a problem they want to solve, let them try it as much as they can, but they should have faith. Have faith in God, and it will be possible. We can make these solutions. We can solve our problems. So they just have to start. The starting point is the hardest.
The hardest part.
Yes, I even had to pray before getting into the shop. So I said that may God help me, whether I decide to get into the shop and buy the first components, or just walk away and start working with my certificates, searching for jobs.
Okay, so you just said, I'm going to run with this.
Yes. There's that time you have to make the decision. Yes.
All right. And I've learned a lot of things, actually, by the way. You just don't begin. As an entrepreneur, there's a whole range of things that, or rather characteristic you must have as an entrepreneur. And you've talked about tithing, which is a key thing, because the Bible says once you tithe, then he's going to protect your work, the work of your hand, and even increase more for you. You've talked about being solving problems. You also talked about being observant. And you've talked about even using the resources that you have. You don't really have to import or do, you can use whatever you have with your own hands. And creating reliable things like this, because you have said you started in 2019. The first one you sold in 2019, and it's still working right now.
Yes, I knew that we have some problems sometimes in Kenya. Sometimes we want to make something so that we can get money fast. But that's not good. We should make something that will lead other customers to you. Because that's where I've got more customers.
Referrals.
Yes, and sometimes even in business you have to do some things you don't like. It cannot be 100% your passion, because sometimes I have to go and market.
Oh,
I did
yeah.
not like marketing
And you don't,
much.
I
Yes.
know, I understand you by the way. There are so many people who doesn't love marketing.
Yes, but now I've learned a lot through that because I had to do it, and now I even like it.
You even like marketing
Yes,
right now?
right now I like marketing because I'm always very happy whenever I sell to clients and when they like the product.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. There you have it.
Yes.
That has been Entrepreneur Speech, and gracing our studios today was Philip. I'm keeping on forgetting your name.
Philip Nganda.
Philip Nganda,
Yes.
all the way from Kitui.
Kitui,
And
yeah.
here you are. By the way, you have sold some gadgets in
Yes,
Kitui.
yes.
Now you're coming to Nairobi.
Yes,
And
and even Rift Valley,
Rift
others
Valley.
in Western.
Okay.
Yes.
And now you want to now go international.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for giving us insight on how you can get to be a brave innovator. You just have to start, and that is the point that I'm taking at home.
Yes.
The difference between those guys who succeed and those who doesn't, it is starting.
Yeah, you have to start.
You have to start.
Yes, and when you start, you just don't give up. Just continue doing whatever you are doing.
Okay.
Yes, because and you have to wait. You have the patience.
You must have the patience.
Yes, to wait for the
All
fruit.
right. Okay.
Yes.
So do you have any social media platforms someone wants to maybe DM you and ask about the gadget?
Yes,
when can they find you?
Maybe through Facebook,
Okay.
Philip Nganda, even through WhatsApp. My number, I can give my number, 0727 506 940.
You can repeat?
Yes, 0727 506 940.
940.
Yeah.
For anybody who want to inquire about the machine, maybe you have a business, maybe you have a job, and you're tired of your staff writing with their name, with no queuing, the line and
Yes.
everything is quite hectic.
It even takes more time to write than to place a figure and move away.
And move away and give
Yes.
other people,
Yes.
their humble time.
Yes.
So if they want to inquire, maybe they can get you, Philip Nganda, on Facebook.
Yes.
And also you have given your number. Maybe you can be playing it as the show gets to end.
Yes.
And thank you so much for watching Entrepreneur Speech. My name is Alice Wanjera Mwangi. I've had a great time. Till next time, have yourself a lovely, lovely weekday.